So we got a new update for Spider-Man fans. Marvel Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton is in talks to direct Spider-Man 4. There's so much to talk about here, like who's going to be the central villain? Is this a street level or multiverse movie? When in the MCU timeline will this take place? And are we going to finally get to see Miles Morales in live action?
You serious?
We'll cover all this and more, but before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button, comment below, and subscribe for more content like this. Destin Daniel Cretton is in talks to direct Spider-Man 4. Tom Holland will be back under the mask for the Marvel-Sony collaboration. The filmmaker behind Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is in talks to sign on to direct Spider-Man 4. The movie brings an end to the speculation of who would spin the web for one of the biggest franchises in Hollywood. Cretton will bring fresh blood to this iteration of Spider-Man, which stars Tom Holland and is a co-production between two separate studios, Sony and Disney-owned Marvel Studios. Sources say that Spider-Man 4 is running, not crawling, full steam ahead, and will shoot early next year. While I did not like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, just looking at this as a pure Spider-Man fan, this is really good news, if only to get this production moving forward. It's been almost 3 years since Spider-Man No Way Home was released in theaters, and hearing that Marvel and Sony have finally settled on a director, Tom Holland and Zendaya are in talks to return, and the film will begin shooting early next year, is progress. There are, of course, many details to dive into. One major question fans have is, who will be the central villain in Spider-Man 4? It's a good question, especially considering the amount of villains Tom Holland Spider-Man has already faced. In Spider-Man Homecoming, we saw an inexperienced Spider-Man go up against the Vulture, and also encounter out-of-costume versions of Shocker and Scorpion. Then in Spider-Man Far From Home, he battled Mysterio, and a trio of elemental monsters that represented Sandman, Hydro, and Molten Man. By the time we got to Spider-Man No Way Home, things escalated further, with villains across the multiverse, including Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro, Sandman, and the Lizard. That's a lot of bad guys for just 3 movies. With Venom wrapping up his own film series and Rhino slated to appear in the upcoming Kraven the Hunter movie, the pool of available villains is narrowing. So who are the remaining candidates? The most likely possibilities are Mr. Negative and Black Cat. Mr. Negative is an interesting choice. The character is a Chinese immigrant who would resonate well with the director, who has a film and TV series that also celebrates Chinese heritage. His involvement might bring a fresh perspective to this lesser-known character, adding depth to the villainous role. In addition, Black Cat, aka Felicia Hardy, also presents a tantalizing opportunity. Black Cat has long been a significant figure in Spider-Man's life, both as a formidable foe and a love interest. Introducing her in Spider-Man 4 could add a new layer of intrigue, especially given that MJ doesn't currently remember her past relationship with Peter Parker. This setup could pave the way for an engaging dynamic between Peter and Felicia, blending romance and rivalry in a compelling new chapter. Both Mr. Negative and Black Cat could add excitement and complexity to Peter's ongoing journey. And speaking of Peter's ongoing journey, in the previous trilogy, he's always had a superhero mentor to lead him along the way. Will that trend continue in this new trilogy? At the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker found himself alone. We see him don a simple, homemade suit reminiscent of his early comic book days, without any Stark technology. It represented his independence, swinging through the city alone, without friends or other superheroes to rely on. However, I think this setup is unlikely to last. The delay in getting Spider-Man 4 off the ground means the film's context within the MCU will be critical. Maybe if Marvel and Sony had figured things out sooner, we could have had a more grounded street level movie, but I think that's impossible now because of where it's gonna fit in the MCU timeline. Given the long gap, Spider-Man 4 is expected to hit theaters around 2026 or 2027, likely falling between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. With Spider-Man playing a significant role in the Secret Wars storyline, even if the film begins as a street level adventure, it's likely to evolve into a multiverse epic, showcasing incursions with the multiverse unraveling. As for whether Peter Parker will have another superhero mentor like he did in the Home trilogy, it seems unlikely, because that would really seem to undermine the progress Peter made in the previous films. However, we can expect some familiar faces, especially given this director's affinity for working with certain actors. Brie Larson, who plays Captain Marvel, has been featured in nearly every film Cretton has directed. From his indie film Short Term 12 and the Glass Castle to Just Mercy and the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This director really likes working with Brie Larson, so you can expect Captain Marvel to show up somewhere in Spider-Man 4. Another actor who is likely to make an appearance is Simu Lee as Shang-Chi. Creighton is still attached to direct Shang-Chi 2 and was going to direct Avengers Kang Dynasty, featuring Shang-Chi before it was scrapped. Additionally, there are rumors that Daredevil, who had a cameo appearance as Matt Murdock, Peter Parker's lawyer in No Way Home, might return in the new installment. But those three aren't the only characters that are likely to appear in the next Spider-Man movie. Since the breakout success of the animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, fans have been eagerly anticipating a live-action crossover featuring Peter Parker and Miles Morales. And it seems like we might finally be on the verge of seeing these two team up on the big screen. In Spider-Man 4, we might see an interesting shift. Instead of Peter Parker relying on mentors like Iron Man, Nick Fury, or Doctor Strange, we could see him step into the role of mentor himself. This time around, Peter Parker might take on the responsibility of guiding Miles Morales, finding himself stranded on Earth 616 following the multiverse incursions caused by Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday. The potential for this crossover opens up numerous exciting possibilities. Imagine Spider-Man and Miles Morales coming face to face with a twisted version of Tony Stark. The notion of Tony Stark becoming Doctor Doom is both intriguing and complex. And if you're curious about how such a dramatic transformation could occur, I've got a detailed breakdown in this video. The relationship between Peter Parker and Miles Morales has always been rich with potential. Peter's experience and Miles' fresh perspective could create a dynamic and compelling partnership. Seeing Peter take on a mentorship role not only offers a new angle on Tom Holland's take of the character, but it also opens up a path to explore the themes of legacy and growth in a fresh and engaging way. But those are just my thoughts. What do you think about Destin Daniel Creighton directing the next Spider-Man movie? Is this something you're looking forward to, or would you prefer to have someone else direct this new trilogy? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below because I really want to know what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Cinema Maverick channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.